If do you have any doubt till the last class, you can ask, or shall I move on? Okay, so let's start. In last class, we were discussing constructor in C++. Okay, so what is constructor? Anybody, please unmute your mic and speak. What is the meaning of constructor? Or let me ask. Lalit Kumar Sarma, unmute your mic and speak. What is the meaning of constructor? Lalit Sarma, are you there? Lalit, are you there? Nidhi Jain. Yes, please speak.
Sir, constructor is a member function which automatically जब automatically called हो जाता है सर function को.
Okay, good. So with Dwivedi, unmute your mic and speak. What is the meaning of constructor? So with, are you there? Are you listening? Vikas Chaudhary. Yes, Vikas, please speak.
मैंने क्या
थोड़ा लाउडली बोलिए. क्वेश्चन ये है कि कंस्ट्रक्टर क्या है. आपको नहीं पता तो आप बोल सकते हैं नहीं पता है.
नहीं पता.
रोहित ओझा. रोहित ओझा, are you listening?
Sir.
Please speak.
Sir, constructor is a member function of a class which initializes objects of a class.
Okay, good, good. ठीक है. अपना माइक म्यूट कर दीजिए. So as we have discussed in the last class, constructor is a member function of your class which initialize object automatically. When you create an object, it automatically initialize with some values. Okay, so there is some property of constructor, as the name of your constructor is the same as the class name. Constructor don't have any data type, even void. Constructor have don't have any data type. Constructor is automatically called. There is no need to call your constructor or that function. When you not define or create any constructor, compiler automatically create a constructor for you. Okay, these are some key points about the constructor. There's three type of constructor as we have discussed. Default constructor, when we do not pass any value to your constructor function, the constructor is called default constructor. Parameterized constructor, when you pass some values or input to your function, we call that function is constructor, parameterized constructor. And the third constructor is copy constructor. This constructor we will discuss in this class. So as you can see in the screen, we can create the constructor like this. We have created one constructor car. The name of your constructor is the same as your class name car. Okay. Second one, it is similar to member function, where you defined your member function, that the same place we can define our constructor. And third one is when you create your object of a class, your class is car and object is c1 and c2. When you create this object c1 and c2, this function or this constructor automatically called. Okay. And always your constructor should be in public area, because we have to able to access your constructor. If you declared your constructor inside your private area, we cannot call your constructor. When you cannot call your constructor, what is the need of your constructor? So we have seen one example of rectangle. We create one class rectangle. Inside we have declared two variable, width and height, in private area, and in public area we declared one constructor. As you can see, the name of function and class name is same, means it's a constructor, and it's not taking any inputs, means a default constructor. And it's setting the value of width with the 5 and height with 6, and just print a message constructor called. In main method we have just create one object r1 of class rectangle. When you create an object r1, this function rectangle will called, and it set the value of width with 5 and height with 6, and print the message constructor called. The default constructor we have discussed. Okay, so I'm not covering up again. The next constructor we have discussed is parameterized constructor. When you give some input to your constructor, the constructor is called parameterized, means it's taking some parameter as an input. So using parameterized constructor, we can set different values for different objects. Okay, as you can see here, we have created one class demo, and this demo class we have created one constructor demo with two parameter, both type integer, int x and int y. Okay, when you pass some in parameter to your constructor, they call this parameterized constructor, as you can see. Okay, let's see one example of constructor. 1 minute. Here, start with here. Yes, we have include one. I'm not running this code, just explaining code in this PPT. We have include our header file IOStream using namespace standard. We create one class. Class name is employee. In this employee class, in the public area, we have declared three variable: integer ID of the employee, string name of the employee, and salary of the employee. We have declared three member variable in public area. In here, one constructor employee. As you can see, the function name is employee and your class name is employee, means it's a constructor, and it's taking three inputs, means it's a parameterized constructor, because it's taking some inputs: int I, string n, float n. What the value of I will get, set the value as ID. What the value of n, you set then as the name, and what is the value of s, you set the value as the salary, and display this ID, salary, and name of the employee. Here in main method, we have created two object of employee type. Employee E1. E1 is the object name, and we have passed three parameter. One Sonu, and some values 890000. Okay, so when you passed in employee object E1 101, it will consider as a employee ID, name is Sonu, and the salary is suppose 8,90,000 per annum. Okay, in the second employee, we have created object E2 with some value 102, name Nakul, and salary is 59,000 something. Okay, and displayed this value. Here, this example, I just explaining this example just for parameterized constructor, how we can initialize the values of different parameter, different object. Here we have two object, E1 and E2 of employee type. Okay. So till this point, if do you have any doubt, please unmute your mic and speak. Till this point, if do you have any doubt about constructor, you can ask. No doubt? Okay. If you do not have any doubt, I am starting the next type of constructor, which is copy constructor. As you can see, the name is copy constructor. Copy constructor means it's copying some values from other. Okay. So as you can define copy constructor as, copy constructor is a type of constructor which is used to create a copy of an already existing object of a class type. Means we have some object and we want to create the copy of that existing object, we can create using copy constructor. Means copy constructor, using copy constructor we can create a replica copy of existing object. Okay. The syntax of creating copy constructor is just class name as the same as constructor, other constructor, and write class name, use ampersand followed by object name from which of which object you are creating copy. Okay, 1 minute. Suppose your class is car. Class car. Inside car we want to create a copy constructor. First write the access where public area. I'm creating a copy constructor. So first I have to follow the name of class, which is car, and parenthesis I will write the name of car, class car, and from which object I want to copy. Suppose object 1, so I will write O1, and what are the inside object I will write here. Okay, so the structure is very simple. It will clear when I will explain some example of copy constructor. Okay, it is used to create an object, hence it is called constructor. Constructor, why we call constructor? Because it's constructing some copy of object. Okay, and it's create a new object which is copy of the existing copy, hence it is called the copy constructor. Here we have an object, already existing object, and we are using copy constructor, we are creating a new object with the same value. Means it's just replica, as we copied some data from one place to another place. Means we have some existing data and we are copying that existing data from some place to another place. Okay. A copy constructor is used to initialize an object from another object which is already exist. Okay. So just see the example how we can create. As you can see here, just write your class name followed by your class name and ampersand d. D is the object from which we are copying data. Okay, and these are the way of initializing. Write the class name, your new object name is d2 and d1 is from which you are copying. Okay, so d2 will create a copy of d1. Okay, we have d1 is already an existing object, and this existing object we are creating a new object d2, and what are the values of d1 will copy as the same as in d2. Okay, so here see one example of copy constructor. Your class name followed by your class followed by your class name demo. We have taken two data variable eminent type integer. We have not defined any access pair, means it's the private. In the public area we have create one constructor demo. Inside two input we are taking, means it's a parameterized constructor. Okay, we are taking some inputs, means it's a parameterized constructor. And the next we have create one copy constructor. You can see by the syntax demo, inside parenthesis write demo and %x. This is what is the value of x, it will copy in your new object. In main method we have create one object obj1, is the object 1 is the value of 5 and 6. We have passed me the what the value of m and n is 5 and 6. We will copy to m and x. In the next line, this line we have create a copy demo object 2 we have created with the same value of object 1. Okay, so what is the object 1's value of m and n? 5 and 6. The same value will copy in object 2. Okay, you can write in this way or in this way, both are the valid. You can write in this way to declare an object O2 with the copy of object 1, or you can write also in this way, object O2 equals to object O1, object 1. Is it clear? Using copy constructor we are just creating a copy of an existing object, nothing more. Let's see the example more clear. Just creating. Let's see this example. First, we include our header file, IOStream using namespace standard. We have created one class with the class name is simple copy constructor. My class name is simple copy constructor. In private area, we have just declared two variable data members x and y. In public, we have created one constructor. Constructor name is copy simple copy constructor. The name is same constructor. It's taking two input x1 and y1. Means it's a parameterized constructor because it's taking some parameter as input. And what the value of x1, it will copy into x, and what's the value of y1, it will copy into value of y. Okay, in the next line we have create one copy constructor, or we can implement the copy constructor. Write the your class name is simple copy constructor. Inside parenthesis write again the name of your class, which is simple copy constructor, ampersand same, means what's the value of same, it will copy in your value of x and y. What is the value of same will be copy in x and y, and display this value of x and y in main method. In main method we have created one object 1 with initialized value of 10 and 15. Means in object 1 the value of x and y is 10 and 15. And the next line we have create copy constructor, simple copy constructor as your class name followed by your object name object 2, and parenthesis you have just passed the value of object 1. Means what is the value of object 1, it will same copy in a object 2. Here an object 1 value is 10 and 15, so the same value will copy in object 2. X value is 10 for object 2 and value of y is 15 for object 2, and print display these values. Okay, for displaying the value, for just I called a display function for object 1 then object 2. Let's execute, let's compile this code and see if there is an error. As you can see there is no error, no warning, so we can run this code. After running you can see normal constructor means the object 1's value is 10 and 15, and copy constructor value is also 10 and 15, means we have copied this value 10 and 15 from object 1 into object 2. Is it clear? If you have doubt, please ask.
सर
तो क्लियर? हाँ,
कॉपी इंस्ट्रक्टर वही मतलब अगर रियल रियल वैल्यू पहले रियल वैल्यू कोई हो प्रेजेंट उसको कॉपी करेंगे कॉपी इंस्ट्रक्टर नहीं होगा क्या वो तो कॉपीड वैल्यू कॉपी करेंगे कॉपी इंस्ट्रक्टर होगा कि
नहीं आप क्या बोल डबल से बोलो.
तो जो कॉपी का इंस्ट्रक्टर है ना उसका यूज मतलब कोई कॉपीड वैल्यू है उसका कॉपी करना या कोई रियल वैल्यू को भी कॉपी करने को कॉपी का इंस्ट्रक्टर कराएगा वो.
देखो इसमें क्या होगा, जो आपका ऑब्जेक्ट है पहले से उसका जो वैल्यू है
यस सर.
आपको सेम टू सेम वैल्यू दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट में चाहिए तो आप कॉपी कर लोगे. जैसे आपके कंप्यूटर में कहीं फाइल है, एक मूवी कहीं सेव है, आप क्या करते हो उसको कॉपी करके दूसरे फोल्डर में रख लेते हो. मीन्स उसकी जस्ट एक कॉपी क्रिएट कर दिया आपने जो ऑलरेडी है. मीन्स कॉपी करना मीन्स एक ऑब्जेक्ट है आपका, सेम वैल्यू आपको दूसरे ऑब्जेक्ट में चाहिए तो आप सेम कॉपी क्रिएट कर दो. ठीक है. जैसे सपोज ऑब्जेक्ट क्लियर है. सपोज आपके पास एक मोबाइल फोन है कोई पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का, ऐसे MI का कोई MI3 है सपोज है, आपको सेम मोबाइल चाहिए तो क्या करेंगे, जस्ट एक और कॉपी सेम ले लेंगे. दोनों आइडेंटिकल मोबाइल हो गए आपके पास, MI3 मींस वी हैव जस्ट क्रिएट द कॉपी, सेम कॉपी फ्रॉम वन अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट. मींस व्हाट आर द वैल्यूज ऑफ वन ऑब्जेक्ट, वी आर जस्ट कॉपिंग इनटू अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट.
ओके सर.
Okay. One more example I have. Here I just again declare one class with name demo, two variable m and n. Demo is take two inputs, means it's a parameterized constructor, and what is the value of x, it will set the value of m, and what is the value of y you passed, it will set in the value of n, and it's print the message parameterized constructor. And the next we have created one copy constructor demo and pass the value of x. What's the value of x, it will set as the value of m, and what's the value of n, it will set the value of n from constructor from object x, and displays the value of m and n. I'm just explaining this code whole how this code will execute. One minute. Screen is visible, na? Okay, so here in this main method we have create one object, object 1, and value 5 and 6 we have passed. So what's the value of 5 we are passing, it will store in this value of x, means value of x will be 5 and value of the next parameter 6, which is copy in value of y, which is 6. And what's the value of 5 and 6? X and y is 5 and 6. So x value is 5, y value is 6. So for the object O1, value of m, it's the value of x, which is 5, and for object 1, value of n is the value of y, which is 6. Okay, so this is our object 1. We have created and initialized the value of m and n using constructor. In the next line we have write demo object 2. We have created another object obj2, and here we are passing, just ignore this, here we have created one object O2, and we have input as a object 1. We are not passing value 5, 6 or 10 or 15, anything of value of m and n. We just pass the object name obj1. So what's the value of obj1? It will call here. Okay, so the x here, x is object 1 as we have given the input. So what the value of m and n? It is a set the value same as here. So object 1 also copy the value from object 1, and value of n for object 2 it will copy from the object 1, which is 6. So as you can see here, both the object 1 and object 2 has the same values, 5 and 6 and 5 and 6. Means you can say object 2 is a copy of object 1 because it's the same value as object 1. So here using this method copy constructor, we have create copy of another object. Okay, so object 2 is a copy of object 1. Is it clear? The next is destructor in C++. After creating constructor or after create or initialize object using constructor, we need to also destruct, means delete. When we create something, we have to delete. So there is a delete. For deleting the object, we will use destructor. So you can define destructor is a member function as the same as constructor, which destruct or delete an object. Constructor is create an object, destructor is delete an object. So destructor is just opposite of constructor. Destructor in C++ are member function in class that delete an object. They are called when object goes, when we will delete the object when it goes out of scope, such as when function end, when your function end object will delete, or when your program is end, means you successfully complete your program, what the copy create in memory, it will deleted by destructor. Destructor are different from normal member function. They don't have any in this this is also member function of your class. And how it's different from your member function, it's not take any input, and it not give any output, or it not return any values. Means your destructor not taking any inputs and not giving any output. Okay, and how you can different from constructor to this constructor? When you declare this destructor, you have to mark this symbol tilde before your destructor name. So these are the key points. When your constructor called, when your destructor called, when your destructor called at the function end, when your function main, suppose you are calling your when you're calling your function from main method, when your main method is completely completed, execution of main method is complete, then your destructor will call and destroy your object. Or when your program is end, complete your program is end, your destructor will call and destroy your object. When your block containing the local event, when you declared your object inside a block and your block is completely executed, then your destructor will call and destroy your object. When one operator delete is called. Okay, so these are the condition when your destructor will call. Okay, but the constructor, when your constructor is called, when you create an object. So there is some rules of destructor. Name should we begin with this tilde sign. We will see in the example how we declare a destructor. Okay, there cannot be more than one destructor in a class. Always in destructor for a class is only one. In each class there is only one destructor, unlike constructor that have been parameter. Destructor do not have any parameter. Means when we create a constructor, there is a different kind of constructor. Parameterized constructor will take some inputs. Suppose destructor do not take any inputs. Destructor do not have any return type. Means your destructor not return anything. When you not create any destructor, your compiler will create by default a destructor. So this is a syntax for destructor. Class name, before class name just write the symbol tilde, means showing this is a destructor. If you not mention this tilde before your class name, it will consider as a constructor, default constructor with no parameters. So in this screen you can see we have created one class car, one data member mileage. In public area we create one constructor, default constructor is not taking any inputs and taking inputs mileage and destructor. This is a destructor area. Your car name is the name same as your class name. Before class name just write tilde, means showing it's a destructor. Destructor we use for delete object. So when this function or destructor called, it will delete your object. So this is one example of destructor. Let's see the coding area. We have created one class employee. In employee class, we have created one constructor employee, and this function or this constructor just give printing one message constructor involved, means constructor called, and one destructor we have declared employee. Before employee just write this tilde, means it's a destructor, it will delete object. Main method we have declared one object event type employee. When you create an object, what will call constructor will call, and it will print the message constructor involved. And then after we have created one another object e2 of employee type, then you declared this e2 object of employee type. Again your constructor will call, it will print constructor involved after returning 0 and terminate, means your main method has been completed. After main method is completed, your destructor will call, and this destructor will print the message destructor involved 2 times because we have 2 objects. Let's first compile this code, and you can see there is no error, so we can run this code. So as you can see, first constructor invoked for employee 1, constructor invoked for employee 2, and destructor invoked, means create delete your object 1 and delete your object 2. Is it clear? Is it clear to all of you? What is the meaning of destructor here? If any doubt, you can ask.
वापस एक्सप्लेन करो ना ये.
What? Please, pardon.
सर इसको वापस एक्सप्लेन करो ना इस प्रोग्राम को.
Okay. 1 minute. We have started our code with a header file using a namespace standard. Just ignore this, and we have created one class employee. In this class employee, we have created one constructor. As you can see, the name is same, means it's a constructor. It's not taking any inputs, means it's default. When you create a object, this constructor will called. In this constructor, we have just write a message constructor involved, means this function is executed. In this destructor, we have write the same name tilde, means showing it's a destructor, and in destructor we have write one message destructor involved, means this function has been run. Okay, your program is start in from main method. In main method, one employee e1 we have created, means employee e1 is an object type employee. When an object create, its constructor called, so this constructor called, and it's print the message constructor involved. In the next line, again employee class has one object e2 we have created. Means when you create an object, constructor will called, and employee in this constructor is print the message constructor inbox. Two times we have this employee or constructor will call, means two times this message will print it. And after completing this main method, your destructor will called only if you have been out of scope, out of program, out of main method. Here your main method is completely executed, then your this destructor will call, and destructor will destroy your object. Here you have created one object E1 will delete, and this message will print destructor inbox. And again one object E2 will delete, and this message will print your E2 has successfully destroyed. Okay, so when we run this code, as you can see, two times your constructor called, and two times your destructor has called. Is it clear?
Sir,
Okay, 1 minute. I am again explaining what's happened here. As you remember, when your constructor called, when your constructor function will call, when your function end, in which function you have declared an object, or when your program end, or your suppose you declare one local variable inside some block of code. When this block of code ends, your constructor will call, or delete operator we use. Delete just ignore, we will discuss later what is the delete operator. For just three conditions you remember: when your function end, where you declared an object called completely executed, your destructor will call. It will delete your object or destroy your object. Okay, these are the this is the whole about destructor. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear? So again, we see one example. This is, important topic about the constructor is constructor overloading. Till this point, we have discussed constructor, type of constructor, and destructor. In the constructor, there are three kind of constructor: default constructor, parameterized constructor, and copy constructor. Default constructor, when we do not pass any input to your function, it will take some default value. Parameterized constructor, when we are passing some specific value to your object. Copy constructor means it's creating a copy from another object. The third destructor is which destruct or destroy your object which you have created. Now we will see all these constructor and destructor in a program, a simple one program. So if you want to read this definition of constructor overloading, you can see, as we know, function overloading when your function name is same and parameter is different. The same way, constructor has different parameters to distinguish between constructor, which constructor we will invoke or call. Okay, so just direct, I'm starting with one code. How I'm explaining this code. One header file we have added using namespace standard. One class we have created. The name of class is construct. In here we have create one data member area. In private we have not defined, means it's a private. Type is float. In public area we create one constructor. Construct. We're not passing any values. Okay, we're not passing any inputs to this construct. Default constructor, it will take area is 0. You will understand this, what is the meaning of area 0 when you call this constructor. In the next constructor we have passed one input a, and it will multiply a and print the area. In constructor 3 we have giving two inputs and calculating the area A multiplied by V, and print this. We just implement one function disp for displaying the area. Okay, so let's start from the main method. How this program is executing? We have create one object O1. As you can see, we have create one object O1, and here we have not mentioned anything. What is the value of A and B? When you not mention any values, which constructor will call default constructor? When you not mention anything, it will consider default constructor and it will set the area of 0. Means what's the area of your object is 0. In the next, we create another object O2, and we passed only 10. We are passing only one parameter 10. So it will just consider the size. Suppose is talking about the some parameters, means shape. We are talking one side 10, so it will consider it's a square and the side is 10. So it will, which function will call here only one parameter, which is 10, and it's multiply 10 with 10, the area will be 100. The third object, we have passed two parameters 10 and 20, so it will consider it's a rectangle. One side is 10, one side is 20, means the length is 10 and width is 20. So it will, this function will call, this constructor will call A and B. A value of A is 10, B is 20, is multiply, the area will be 10 into 20 is 200. When we have created another object O4, object 4 with two different values 10 and 15, when which constructor will called here now? Default constructor or one parameter constructor, or parameter with constructor with two parameters? Unmute your mic and speak. Which constructor will call now when you pass when we create this object O4? Or let me ask to you. 1 minute. Let me ask. Garbit Gupta. Garbit, answer this question. Garbit, are you listening?
Sir,
Please ask the question. When I create object 4 with two parameters 10 and 15, which constructor will call? Default constructor or constructor with one parameter or constructor with two parameter?
sir, default.
Why? Why? Okay, just skip it. In the next line, sorry. When you create object O4, this constructor will call when we have two parameters A and B, and multiply with 10 and 15, and we print the area A and B. When we call when we create object O5 and pass as an input is O3, means it will create object with values of O3, means it's creating the it's creating a replica copy of object 3 into 5. Means what is the side of object 3, it will consider as a side of object 5. Okay, in the next line we have just calculate, we just call this function disp. Disp means just print the area value. Okay, so you can understand this easily. It will print the all the area of 5 object. Okay, let's execute this code. Before execute, compile this code. As you can see, 0 error. You can run this code, and as you can see, the area of object 1 here you object 1 area is 0 because we have not passing anything. Default it set the area 0. In the object 2 we have passed 10, so it will consider it's a square and multiply 10 with 10 is 100. In object 3, 10 and 20 rectangle, it will print the area is 200. The fourth side is 15 and 20 multiply 450. In the object 3, as you can see, object 5, the area is 200 because it's a copy of object 3. What is the area of object 3? The same as the object 5. Here object 3 area is 200, so the same will be for 5. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear? So write attendance in chat. TT student write A, TC student write B. For attendance, write in chat TT student A, TC student B, and leave the meeting. After writing the attendance, you can leave the meeting and do it fast. After writing the attendance, leave the class so I can see how many students just remain to write the attendance.
सर टीसी वाले क्या पी
TCB, TTA. After writing, leave the class. I'm closing this meeting. Thank you.